My best friend texted, "Dude, I have a video you need to see. It's about your wife." I replied, "Send it." The clip showed her with my boss at a hotel. I didn't confront her, just forwarded it to HR and her parents. I, 35 male, have been married to my wife for 6 years, together for 9 total. No kids. We'd been trying for 2 years, though now I'm realizing she probably wasn't trying as hard as she claimed. My best friend since college texted me last Thursday afternoon. We're tight. He was my best man, I was his. He doesn't text me dramatic stuff unless it's real. Best friend. "Dude, I have a video you need to see. It's about your wife." Me. "What kind of video?" Best friend. "Just call me when you can, or I can send it, but you need to prepare yourself." Me. "Send it." He did. 38 seconds. That's all it took to destroy my marriage. The video was taken from across a hotel lobby, my wife walking arm in arm with a man I recognized immediately, my boss, regional director. The guy who promoted me twice came to my wedding, shook my hand every Monday morning with that big smile. They were laughing. She was leaning into him the way she used to lean into me. Then they got into an elevator together. The video ended with the doors closing on them. I called my best friend immediately. "Where did you get this?" "My cousin works at that hotel, front desk. She saw them check in together yesterday. She recognized your wife from our wedding photos I have on social media. She texted me immediately, then sent the video." "Check in together?" "Same room. She watched them get the key card. One room, one night." I sat there for probably 5 minutes, just staring at my phone. The video. Play, pause, play, pause. That laugh she does when she's genuinely happy. The way her hand rested on his arm like it belonged there. 6 years of marriage, gone in 38 seconds. Here's the thing about me, I'm not a confrontational guy, never have been. I process things internally, make decisions logically, then act. Some people scream, throw things, demand explanations. I plan. My best friend asked what I was going to do. I told him I'd call him back. Then I made 3 decisions in about 20 minutes. Decision 1. HR. My company has a strict policy about supervisor-subordinate relationships. It's in the handbook. Any romantic involvement between managers and their direct reports must be disclosed immediately. Failure to do so is grounds for termination. My boss has been sleeping with his direct report's wife. I don't know if that's technically covered, but it sure as hell falls under conduct unbecoming and conflict of interest. He's made decisions about my salary, my promotions, my projects, while sleeping with my wife. I forwarded the video to our HR director with a brief email. I believe this constitutes a conflict of interest and potentially violates our code of conduct. The woman is my wife. The man is my direct supervisor. I'm requesting an immediate investigation and a change in my reporting structure pending resolution. Decision 2. Her parents. My in-laws are traditional. Church every Sunday, dinner every Wednesday, judgmental about everything. They've always been decent to me, if a little cold. I think they wanted their daughter to marry richer, but they accepted me eventually. I forwarded the video to my mother-in-law with a simple message. I thought you should see this before I file for divorce tomorrow. Decision 3. A lawyer. I called a divorce attorney my co-worker recommended after his split. Left a message explaining the situation, asked for an emergency consultation the next morning. Then I went back to work, finished my project, responded to emails, attended a 3 p.m. meeting where my boss presented quarterly numbers and smiled at me twice. I smiled back. When I got home at 6:30 p.m., my wife was already there. Normal evening. She was making dinner, pasta, garlic bread, the smell of oregano in the air. "Hey babe," she said, kissing my cheek. "How was work?" "Good. Yours?" "Fine. Busy." I bet. We ate dinner together, watched some TV. She went to bed around 10. I stayed up, working. By 11 p.m., consequences were already starting. My mother-in-law had called her husband. They'd watched the video together. She'd tried calling my wife 6 times, all ignored because my wife was asleep and her phone was on silent. But I could see the notifications lighting up her screen from across the room. The HR director had responded to my email. "This is being treated as urgent. Please come to my office first thing tomorrow. Do not discuss with your supervisor." My lawyer had confirmed a 7 a.m. meeting. I slept on the couch. Told her I'd fallen asleep watching TV when she found me there in the morning. She left for work at 8. I left at 6:45. The dominoes were already falling. She just didn't know it yet. Update 1, 4 days later. Holy crap, this blew up. Okay, here's what happened. Friday morning, 7 a.m. Met with the divorce attorney. She was direct. In this state, adultery doesn't significantly affect asset division, but it can affect alimony. Document everything. Don't move out of the house, don't hide assets, play this clean. She prepared initial paperwork. Filing would happen Monday unless I changed my mind. 8:30 a.m. Met with HR. The director looked uncomfortable. We've reviewed the video and confirmed the individuals. We've also pulled hotel records. This wasn't a one-time occurrence. There have been multiple reservations under your supervisor's corporate card. Multiple. Not once. Multiple. We're placing him on administrative leave pending investigation. You'll report to his superior temporarily. I have to ask, did you know about this before sending the video? No, my friend's cousin works at the hotel. She recognized my wife. I'm sorry you found out this way. Me too. 10 a.m. I got the first text from my wife. Wife. My mom keeps calling. Do you know what's going on? Me. You should call her back. Wife. Did something happen? Me. Just call her. By noon, the bombs had gone off. She called me at 12:47 p.m., crying hysterically. You sent that video to my parents? How could you do that to me? How could I? You're asking me how I could. It wasn't what it looked like. Let me explain. You checked into a hotel room with my boss. Multiple times, apparently. What explanation makes that okay? It just happened. I was unhappy. You've been so distant lately, and I've been distant because I've been working 60-hour weeks on a project for a man who's been sleeping with my wife. I'm done, wife. I'm filing Monday. She came home early. The confrontation was something. She burst through the door around 2 p.m. I was already there. Took a personal day. We need to talk about this. No, we don't. You can't just end 6 years over one mistake. One mistake? HR says there were multiple hotel bookings. Her face flickered. Caught. Those were work dinners. Work dinners that required a hotel room? Try again. It wasn't. We didn't always. Stop. I don't want details. I want a divorce. Then the entitlement started. You can't just walk away. We have a life together. The house, our friends, everything we've built. You should have thought about that before sleeping with my boss. He pursued me. I was vulnerable. You've been neglecting me for months. So your response to feeling neglected was to cheat instead of talking to me. I tried to talk to you. You never listen. When? When did you try to talk to me about being unhappy? Silence. Because she hadn't. She'd just found someone else. That's what I thought. Her mother called while we were arguing. My wife answered, and I could hear the screaming through the phone. Her dad had apparently demanded she come home immediately to explain herself. Her younger sister, the golden child who could do no wrong, had seen the video and was devastated. After she hung up, she turned on me with pure venom. You ruined my relationship with my family. No, you ruined your relationship with your family. I just made sure they knew who they were dealing with. She stayed at a hotel that night. Couldn't even make this stuff up. Monday morning, filed for divorce. My boss was officially terminated for violation of company policies and breach of professional conduct. Apparently, the investigation found he'd used company resources for their affair. The corporate card for hotels, expensing client dinners that were actually dates with my wife. He's threatening to sue for wrongful termination. Good luck with that, buddy. My wife has retained a lawyer. She's claiming the house, half my retirement, and spousal support because she sacrificed career advancement for our marriage. She worked part-time by choice. I never asked her to. This is going to be a fight. Update 2, 2 weeks later. Okay, the entitlement has reached levels I didn't think possible. First, my wife moved back into the house. Her lawyer apparently told her not to leave the marital residence if she wants to claim it. So now we're living together while divorcing. Fun. She's been sleeping in the guest room. I'm in our bedroom. We communicate through lawyers for anything serious and through cold politeness for household logistics. But she couldn't just leave it at that. No, she had to escalate. Dirty trick 1. The false accusation. Last Tuesday, 2 officers showed up at my door. Apparently, someone had called in a domestic disturbance at our address. Claimed there was yelling, sounds of violence. The officers were professional but clearly skeptical when they found everything calm. I explained the divorce situation. They noted it down and left. I have a Ring doorbell. Pulled the footage. No disturbance, no yelling, nothing. Told my lawyer. She documented it as potential harassment. Dirty Trick 2, the character assassination. My wife's been talking to our mutual friends. She's spinning a narrative where I'm emotionally abusive and controlling, and she had to find comfort elsewhere. She's careful not to deny the affair. Too many people have seen the video, but she's positioning herself as the victim. Some friends have reached out to me confused. I've kept it simple. She cheated. I filed. That's all there is to it. I'm not playing the who can make who look worse game. But I lost a few friends over it. People who believed her version or who decided to stay neutral, which really means siding with her. It hurts. But it also clarifies who actually cares about me. Dirty trick number 3, the financial freeze. She convinced a judge to issue a temporary restraining order freezing our finances. Her argument, I might drain the accounts and leave her destitute. Projection. Much? My lawyer got it modified. Now neither of us can make major withdrawals without court approval. Fine by me. I have nothing to hide. But here's where it gets interesting. During financial discovery, her lawyer requested my bank statements, retirement accounts, everything. Standard. My lawyer requested hers. Turns out, my wife has a separate savings account her parents set up years ago. Nothing wrong with that, but she'd been contributing to it from our joint grocery money for months. Small amounts, $100 here, $200 there, adding up to about $4,000. Not huge, but definitely undisclosed, and definitely marital funds. Her lawyer argued it was separate property since her parents established it. My lawyer proved the recent deposits came from our joint account. Judge wasn't happy. Ordered full disclosure of all accounts. Warned her that any further hidden assets would affect the final division. She was furious. Blamed me for humiliating her in court. I'm sorry. Did I make you hide money? Did I make you lie about it? Then there was my boss. Former boss, I should say. He's not taking his termination well. He showed up at my office last week. Security stopped him at the door. He's banned from the property. But he was there long enough to cause a scene, yelling about how I destroyed his career and this isn't over. Police were called. He left. I filed a report. My lawyer loves this. Every unhinged action they take helps your case. His wife, by the way, found out about everything. They're divorcing, too. She reached out to me through social media, not to bond over our shared misery, just to say, I'm sorry this happened to both of us. Turns out he'd done this before, 3 years ago, with another subordinate's spouse. That woman chose not to report it. His wife had forgiven him then, not this time. I texted my best friend. Remember when you said you weren't sure if you should send that video? Thank you for sending it. He replied, brothers look out for brothers. Damn right. Final update, 6 weeks after filing. The divorce is finalized. Took longer than expected because she fought everything, but it's done. Here's how it shook out. The house. Sold. Neither of us could afford to buy the other out, and neither wanted to live there anyway. After paying off the mortgage, we split the equity roughly 50-50. She got slightly more because the judge factored in her reduced earning capacity during marriage. Whatever. I walked away with about $87,000. Retirement, split, 50-50. Lost about $120,000 of my 401k to her. That one hurts. 20 years of saving gone in an instant. Spousal support, 3 years, $1,400 a month. Her lawyer pushed for 5 years at $2,200. Mine argued she was capable of full-time work and had been voluntarily underemployed. Judge compromised. Still burns, but it could have been worse. Personal property. We split it. I kept my car, my tools, my electronics. She kept her jewelry, her furniture picks, her car. Petty arguments about who bought what weren't worth the legal fees. The dog. This was the one that actually hurt. We got him together 5 years ago. She fought for him, claiming she was primary caretaker. She worked part-time, so she fed him more often. Judge awarded her the dog. I cried in my car after that one. First time I cried through this whole thing. Total cost of my divorce, about $22,000 in legal fees, half my retirement, and 3 years of support payments totaling over $50,000. Expensive lesson. But here's the thing. I'm free. The consequences she faced. Her parents haven't spoken to her in weeks. Her mom calls me occasionally, apologizing for her daughter, asking about my well-being. It's awkward, but kind of sweet. They're good people who raised a daughter who made bad choices. Her friends largely abandoned her once the full story came out. Turns out, my husband was emotionally distant, doesn't hold up well when people learn you were sleeping with his boss for 8 months. Her affair partner, my former boss, is radioactive in our industry. Word got around about why he was fired. Companies don't like hiring executives who sleep with subordinates' spouses and expense the affairs. Last I heard, he's working at a much smaller company for significantly less money. His wife took him for everything in the divorce. Good for her. As for me, I'm renting a decent apartment. It's smaller than the house, but it's mine. No memories of her everywhere I look. Work is actually better. My new supervisor is straightforward, no weird power dynamics. The promotion I'd been waiting for came through last week. Apparently, the investigation revealed my former boss had been blocking me to prevent any disruption to his affair. Nice. The raise almost covers the spousal support payments. Almost. Dating? Not yet. My therapist says I need to process before jumping into anything new. She's probably right. The trust issues are real. My best friend came over last weekend with pizza and beer. We played video games until 2 a.m. like we used to in college. At one point he said, "You know this all started because my cousin recognized your wife at a hotel?" Yeah. She feels terrible about being the one to blow up your marriage. Tell her thank you, seriously. I'd rather know than live a lie. I did. She said you're welcome. Here's what I learned from all this. Pay attention to the small things. Looking back, there were signs. The phone always face down. The girls' nights that happened more frequently. The way she'd been distant during intimacy for months. I wrote it off as normal marriage stuff. It wasn't. Document everything. The video, the hotel records, the corporate card receipts, all of it mattered. Without proof, this would have been he said, she said. Don't try to win the divorce. Some people told me to fight for everything, drag it out, make her pay. That's not how divorce works. The only winners are the lawyers. I fought for fair, accepted reasonable, and got out as clean as possible. The anger fades. Slowly. The first few weeks I was running on pure adrenaline and rage. Now I mostly feel tired and sad. 6 years gone, but also relieved. The relationship was broken long before I knew about the affair. At least now I know why. Last thing, my wife, ex-wife, texted me yesterday. First direct contact since the finalization. I know you probably hate me, but I want you to know I'm sorry. Not for getting caught. For what I did. I don't expect forgiveness. I just needed to say it. I read it 3 times. Didn't respond. Some apologies come too late to matter. Some bridges, once burned, stay burned. I'm okay with that. To everyone asking if I regret sending the video to HR and her parents instead of confronting her privately first, no, not for a second. She had months to tell me the truth. She chose lies. I gave her the consequences she earned. That's not revenge. That's just reality. Time to build a new one.